Introduction to clinical trial. Choosing to participate in a clinical trial is an important personal decision. The following frequently asked questions provide detailed information about clinical trial. In addition, it is often helpful to talk to a physician, family member, or friend about deciding to join a trial. After identifying some trial option, the next step is to contact the study researcher staff and ask question about specific trial. What is clinical trial? A clinical trial, also clinical research, is a research study in human volunteer to answer specific health question. Carefully conducted clinical trial are the fastest and safest way to find treatment that work in people and way to improve health. Intervention trial determine whether experimental treatment or new way of using known therapies are safe and effective under controlled environment. Observational trial address health issue in large group of people or population in natural setting. Why participate in clinical trial? Participate in clinical trial can play a more effective role in their own health care gain access to new research treatment before they are widely available and help others by contributing to medical research. Who participate in clinical trial? A clinical trial have guideline about who can participate using inclusion or exclusion criteria is an important principle medical research that help to produce a reliable result. The factor that allow someone to participate in clinical trial are called inclusion criteria, and those that disallow someone from participating are called exclusion criteria. These criteria are based on such factors as age, gender, the type and stage of a disease, previous treatment history, and other medical condition. Before joining a clinical trial, a participant must qualify for the study. Some research study seek participant with illness or condition to be studied in the clinical trial, while other need healthy participant. In it is important to note that inclusion and exclusion criteria are not used to reject people personally. Instead, the criteria are used to identify appropriate participant and keep them safe. The criteria help ensure that researcher will be able to answer the question they plan to study. What happened during clinical trial? The clinical trial process depend on kind of trial being conducted. See what are the different type of clinical trial. The clinical trial team include doctor and nurse as well as a special social worker and other healthcare professional. They check the health of the participant and at the beginning of the trial give specific instruction for participating in the trail, monitoring the participant carefully during the trail, and stay in touch after trail is completed. Some clinical trial involve more tests and doctor visit than the participant would normally have for an illness or condition. For all type of trial, the participant work with a research team. Clinical trial participant is more successful when the protocol is carefully followed and there is frequently contact with the research staff. Who is informed consent? Informed consent is the process of learning the key fact about the clinical before deciding whether or not to participate. It is also continuous process throughout the study to provide information for participant to help someone decide whether or not to participate. The doctor and nurse involved in trial explain the detail of the study. If the participant native language is not English, transaction assistance can be provided. Then the research team provide an informed contents document that include detail about study such as its purpose, duration, required procedures, and key contact. Research and potential benefit are explained in the informed content document. The participant then decide whether or not to sign the document. Informed consent is not a contract, and the participant may withdraw from the trial at any time. What are the benefit of risk of participating in clinical trial? Benefit. Clinical trial that are well designed and well executed are the best approach for the eligible participant play an active role in their own healthcare, gain access to new research treatment before they are widely available, obtain expert medical care at leading healthcare facility during the trial, help other by contributing the medical research. Risk. There are risks to clinical trial. There may be unpleasant, serious, or even life-threatening side effect treatment. The treatment may not be effective for the participant. The protocol may require more of their time and attention that than would a non-protocol treatment, including trips to study site, more treatment, hospital stay, or complex dose requirement. What are the side effects and adverse reactions? Side effects are any undesired action or effect of drug or treatment. Negative or adverse effect may include headache, nausea, hair loss, skin irritation, and other. Physical problem. Treatment must be Experimental treatment must be evaluated for both immediate and long-term side effect. How is the safety of participant protected? The ethical and legal code that govern medical practice also apply to clinical trial. In addition, most clinical research is federally regulated with uh, safeguard built-in safeguard to protect the participant. The trial follow and carefully control protocol, a study plan which detail with what a researcher will do in the study. As a clinical trial progress, researcher report the result of the trial at meeting scientific meeting to medical journal and to various government agencies. Individual participants name will be remain secret and will not be mentioned in this report. What should people consider before participant in trial? People should know as much as possible about the clinical trial and feel comfortable asking the member of the healthcare team questioning about it. In care in in care expected while in trail. The cost of the trail. The following question might be helpful for the participant to discuss with the healthcare team. Of the answer to this question are found in informed contents document. What is the purpose of the study? Who is going to be in the study? Why do researchers believe the new treatment being tested may be effective? Has it been tested before? What kind of test or treatment involved? How do the possible risk, side effect, and benefit of the study compare with current treatment? How might this treatment trial may effective in daily life? How long will the trial last? Will hospitalized be required? Who will pay for the treatment? I be reimbursed for the expense? What type of long-term follow-up care is part of the study? How will I know that the treatment is working? Will result of the trial be provided to me? Who will be the charge of my care? What kind of the participation should the potential participant make for the meeting with the research coordinator doctor? Plan ahead and write down possible question to ask. Ask a friend or relative to come along with support and to hear the response of the question, being a tape recorder to record the discuss to replay later. Every clinical trial in the US must be approved as monitored by an institution review board IRB to make sure the risks are as low as possible and are worth any potential benefit. An IRB is an independent committee of physicians, statisticians, community advocates, and other that ensure that a clinical trial is ethical and the right of study participant are protected. All institutions that conduct or support biomedical research involving people must be by federal regulation have an IRB that initially provide and periodically review research. Does a participants continue to work with a primary healthcare provider while in trial? Yes, most clinical trials provide short-term treatment related to designated illness or condition but do not provide extended or complete primary health care. In addition, by having the healthcare provider work with the research team, the participant can ensure that other medication or treatment will not conflict with protocol. Can participant leave the clinical trial after has begun? Yes, a participant can leave a trial in any time when withdrawing from the trial. The participant should let the research team know about it and the reason for leaving the study. Where do the idea for the trial come from? The idea for clinical trial usually come from researcher. After researcher test new therapy or procedure in the laboratory and in the animal study. The treatment with the most promising laboratory results are moved into clinical trial. During the trial, more and more information is gained about the new treatment, its risk and how it may or may not work. Who sponsor clinical trial? Clinical trial are sponsored or funded by a variety of organizations or involved in individuals such as physician, medical institution, foundation, volunteer groups, and pharmaceutical company. In addition to federal agencies such as National Institute of Health NIH and Department of Defense and Department of Veteran Affairs, trial can take place in a variety of locations such as hospital, university, doctor office, and community clinical. What is protocol? Protocol is the study plan on which all clinical trials are based. The plan is carefully designed and safeguard the health of the participant as well as answer the specific research question. A protocol desirable. What type of people may participate in the trial? A schedule of test, procedure, medication, and doses, and the length of the study. While in clinical trial, participants follow the protocol, are seen regularly by the research staff to monitor their health and determine the safety and effectiveness of their treatment. What is a placebo? A placebo is an inactive pill liquid or powder that has no treatment value. In clinical trial, experimental treatment are often compared with placebo to assess the treatment effectiveness. In some study, the participant or control group will receive a placebo instead of an active drug treatment. What is control or control group? A control is the standard by which experimental observations are evaluated. In many clinical trials, one group of patients will be given an experimental drug or treatment, while the control group is given either a standard treatment or for the illness or placebo. What are the different type of clinical trial? Treatment trial test new treatment, new combinations of drug or new approach to surgery or radiation therapy. Preventional trial look for better way to prevent disease in people who have never had disease or prevent the disease from returning. This approach may include medicines, vitamins, vaccines, mineral, or lifestyle changes. Diagnostic trials are conducted to find better test or procedure for diagnosing particular disease or condition. Screening trial test the best way to detect certain disease or health condition. Quality of life trials or supportive care trail explore way to improve comfort the quality of life of individual chronic disease, chronic illness. What are the phase of clinical trial? Clinical trial are conducted in phase. The trial at each phase has different purpose and help scientists answer different questions. In phase 1 trial, research test a new drug or treatment in a small group of people 20 or 80 for the first time to evaluate the safety, determine the safe determine the safe dosage range and identify side effect. In phase 2 trial, the study drug or treatment is given to a larger group of people 100 to 300 to see it is effective and to further evaluate its safety. In phase 3 trial, the study drug treatment is given in large group of people 1000 to 3000 to confirm its effectiveness, monitor side effect, compare to the commonly used treatment and collect the information that will allow the drug or treatment to be used safely. In phase 4, post-marketing study decline is additional information including drug risk, benefit and optimal use. What is an expanded access protocol? Most human use investigational new drug take place in controlled clinical trial conducting to assess safety and efficacy of new drug. Data from the trial can serve as basis for the drug marketing application. Sometimes patients do not qualify for this careful control trial because of other health problem, age or other factor. For patients who may benefit from the drug use but don't qualify for the trial, FDA regulation enable manufacturer of investigational new drug to provide for expanded access use of drug. For example, treatment IND investigational new drug application or treatment protocol is relatively unrestricted study. The primary intended of the treatment IND protocol is to provide for access to the new drug for people with a life-threatening or serious disease for which there is no drug, a good alternative treatment. A second purpose of the treatment IND protocol is to generate additional information about the drug, especially its safety. Expanded access protocol can be undertaken only if clinical investigation are actively study the new treatment in well-controlled study. For all studies have been completed, there must be evidence that the drug may be an effective treatment in patients like those to be treated under the protocol. The drug cannot expose patients to unreasonable risk given in severity of the disease to betrayal. Some investigational drugs are available from pharmaceutical manufacturer through expanded access program listed in clinicaltrial.government. Expanded access protocol are generally managed by the manufacturer with the investigational treatment administered by researcher or doctor in office-based practice. If you or loved one are intended in treatment with the investigational drug under the expanded access protocol listed in clinicaltrial.government, review the protocol eligibility criteria and location information and inquiries at the contact information number. CFDA. These are the complete answer of an introduction to clinical trial. Hope you take notes from this. Okay, my next upcoming video is International Conference of Harmonization of Technical Requirement for Registration of Pharmaceutical for Human Use, ICH Harmonization Guidelines, General Consideration for Clinical Trial. These are my next video. Take the notes from this. These are important.